Welcome back. I am Dr. Ruckus, and today we are live from New York City, baby, in my tiny, tiny little apartment here. We're playing Boros Aggro in Ranked Standard. A lot of these cards should be fairly familiar, but a couple new cards that I haven't really done a whole lot with, one of which is the Sunrise Cavalier, a 3-mana 3/3 trample haste. If it's neither day nor night, it becomes day as it enters the battlefield. Whenever day becomes night or night becomes day, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature you control, kind of as a double aspirant. This card fits well these days, I think, because there are a lot more planeswalkers running around, especially that like to minus on the turn they come down. So if you can respond with a 3-mana 3/3 trample haste, sneak through some damage and pick off those planeswalkers, that is quite valuable. Also a little bit of synergy with Brutal Cathar as you flip between night and day. The other card I haven't really played a whole lot with is the Thundering Raiju, a 4-mana 3/3 haste, can become a 4/4 when it attacks. You put a +1/+1 counter on target creature you control. Also offers some burn damage. Coupled with Royal Eruption, Play with Fire, and Kumano Faces Kakazan, there's quite a lot of burn available in the deck. I will also note that the mana base, pretty tight. We are not running that many non-basics in the sense that we only have 3 Den of the Bugbears, and then a lot of basics to fit in Snarls. We are trying to keep the mana curve nice and tight, so having those Snarls in there helps you curve out on time. If you want to skip right to the gameplay, by all means, skip ahead. Otherwise, if you're wondering where I've been for the past month and a half to 2 months, stick around. This is what went down. I started this channel on December 11th, 2021, and then posted a new Magic video every single day for 124 consecutive days until on April 13th, something happened. I got promoted at work, which was a big enough shakeup in my life that I needed to take some time off from the channel and kind of figure out essentially where on planet Earth I wanted to live next and what I wanted to do for a living. So for the time being, I've moved back to New York City, which in my opinion is potentially the greatest city on earth. Very much enjoying being back, but I spent the last 2 months interviewing for a ton of different positions, and at this point have it pretty much locked in. I'm going to be moving to Europe, to Zurich, Switzerland, where I will be working as a software engineer on the YouTube content creator platform. So I will be making YouTube content while engineering the YouTube content creator platform. Very exciting, potentially my dream job. I am stoked. Wanted to move to Europe for a long time, put it off for COVID, put it off for other reasons, but I think now's the time. I basically, want to have Zurich be my central hub, and then every other weekend fly out to a different city or country. It's going to be sweet. I'm very excited, but I need to take some time off from the channel to get through that, because interviews are tough and stressful and take a lot of time to prepare and execute on and all that jazz. That's pretty much that. Some updates to the channel. I used to promise a video every single day, and I don't think I'm going to do that anymore. I'll still post pretty frequently, but I'm definitely not going to promise every single day. That was easier to do when I was kind of more in my quarantine COVID phase, but now that I'm back in New York City and I'm about to travel the world, pretty much if there's ever a conflict between making a video and, creating a new memory or, living a new experience, I'm going to pick the latter, because at the end of the day, I think that will cause my channel to grow, less quickly. But when I look back in 40 years, that's what's going to matter. Because at the end of the day, you have your memories, and then you die. And that's it, as far as I know. Yeah, so that's what's going on. As always, if you have been enjoying the content, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, leave a comment for the algorithm, and I hope you enjoy the gameplay. Let's dive right in. All right, first game in like 2 months. All right, looks fine. Looks fine to me. Up against Sleaze. Oh my god, we're in bronze. Okay. Nice, drawn right into Kumano. Get that bad boy down. 1 to the face. It's weird to be back. It's been a while. We're in the mirror match. On the draw. Counter goes there. Okay. Yeah, we probably just get our own Aspirant cooking every turn. Yeah, I think so. I guess we probably want to play this early because we're running Snarls. It's been a while since I played a Snarl. Brutal Cathar, alright. Some things never change. Haven't played for like 2 months. Yeah, same old, same old. Whee. So we need more whites. Well, that can pick off the Aspirant on their turn, which is nice. But not immediately. How to play it. Definitely doing this. Where's the counter go, though? Are we attacking? think it goes on the Kumano. And this kind of discourages an attack and forces them to put it on the Aspirant, which is what we want anyway. So I guess we go no attacks here. Because they put the counter on the Brutal Cathar and run into it, we get back our Luminarch, which is fine by us. But that assumes they, okay, second Brutal Cathar. Feels good, man. Feels good. Alright, where does the counter go, though? Do they run into a Valorous Stance? Play with fire. Ooh. Ooh. Nope, goes there. Plays around, Valorous Stance. No blocks, takes 6 to the face. Down to 11. Very nice foray back into Magic here. It's 9 damage on the way back. What do we even do here? I mean, we hope they run into a Valorous Stance. I don't think we can attack here. Well, alright, let's do it like this. Enter. Try not to give away too much stick for Valorous Stance. Okay, 5th land by the opponent. Thundering Raiju. Yeah, it's not good. And they spread it out. They play around Valorous Stance. Maybe not. Okay. Well, resolve there. I guess we have to destroy the Raiju. At least that one goes down. Would have loved to take out really any of these other guys. Let's see what they choose to run into us here. We can double block anything. Does it buy us a turn? Not really. Ugh, who is our worst nightmare? So what do we want to draw? I mean, they're going to have Den of the Bugbear next turn anyway. So we're pretty much dead. We can leave behind a blocker. I mean, if we can get a Raiju of our own, something big enough to just chump block stuff, I think that's what we need to do. We can get back a Luminarch Aspirant. No, I think we need their stuff to just sit tight for a minute. Top deck something big enough to block, and then hold steady. Alright, that's not terrible, actually. Alright, pick you off. Get back to Luminarch Aspirant. Yeah, make this guy a 2-3. I think that's fine. Try to discourage the Cathar attack. No attacks here. Well, are we dead? Pretty close. Looks like they might not fire up Den of the Bugbear this turn. They might just sit tight. They look at the Initiate. They have removal. That's not great. Free attack with the Cathar. No blocks. Down to 3. We will get this back, though. Does it really matter? No. I guess we can play around Valorous Stance on their upkeep by killing the Brutal Cathar. Yeah, we're pretty much dead, though. Let's do it this way. Ooh, and that's game anyway. Oh, that's a rusty mistake. It does flip to nighttime. Okay. That's tough. That's tough. Okay, welcome back. Okay. Seems good enough. We can keep this. Probably get the Initiate down early. Yeah, alright. Let's do this thing. Green. Dryad. Okay, interesting. Play you out on red. Yeah, not really concerned about this thing. Doubt they block regardless. Don't think it really matters that we played out that stuff beforehand. Search library for a basic forest card. Put it onto the battlefield tap, then shuffle. Okay. Little Simic ramp action. No third land drop yet. And we don't hit it. Do we want to use a play with fire on this thing? They really just want to block. I mean, it's fine. I guess. Just to be mana efficient. Nah. I don't think it matters. We'll just let them block and sack. Not sure it's worth it to use the play with fire. Maybe at the end of their turn we can scry into land. That's probably a better way to do this. Yep, there we go. Alright, drop this. I think we'll wait. Hopefully they don't counter or play with fire if they play a blue mana source. Another Dryad, okay. I think we are scrying into land, though. Sure. A lot of these guys, okay. Okay. Let's attempt to hit land. No counter. Another one of those. I don't think so. Let's hit that third land drop. There we go. Feeling pretty good. I think we go for the Cavalier here. Some amount of hesitation from the opponent. Alright. All the initiates are going to grow unless they can stop the Cavalier here. Nope. We get our triggers off. A lot of initiates learning the trade. One block there. One block probably on the 3/4, then sack the Dryad unless they have some kind of... Oh, that's... They only blocked on this initiate, right? Kind of strange. I think probably a mistake there. Opponent with 6 mana available. Oh, that's a nice island. Okay. Well, what can they do with that? Even if they go Shigeki, that does not seem like enough. Alright, they go block, block, still take 4, 5, 6, 7, plus we take one of these anyway. So I think that's probably game. We'll see, though. We'll see. Unless they have a return all cards to the hand instant for 4. I'm not even sure that card exists. Scooperoonie. Okay, initiates going the distance. Okay. Yeah, looking pretty good here. Keeperoonie. Probably go initiate over Kakazan, I think. Okay, up against TK Ryan. Opponent has mulliganed as well. Den. They'll do that now. They could have waited to see the Aspirant. Get you down, get the Aspirant cooking. Feeling okay. Let's see if they have a second play with fire. Otherwise, we'll at least start making some progress this coming turn. They highlight it. Alright, it's going down. Royal Eruption. This is the mirror. These are cool sleeves as well. Well, Sunrise Cavalier time. On to the day side. Get in for 3. Opponent down to 17. What else? You got more removal for me? Creature would be lovely. We flip to the night side. Alright, well. I guess we are playing the Cathar then. And then we can intentionally double spell to flip back as needed the following turn. Valorous Stance, okay. Yeah, I think we do this because we can just double spell next turn if we want to. Sunrise Cavalier. Do they run into our first strike? I have first strike. You have trample and haste. I think we're good. Yeah, that's an oops. I don't think we want to double spell. So this is a Raiju turn. Hold that double spell in the bank. +1 counter. Yeah, we can put it on the first striker, I guess. One goes down to 9. Yeah, we'll hold these if we need to. So if we need to double spell, flip back. Yeah, that's okay. Mistake there. First strike. It happens. Ranking up. Well, definitely not ideal. Yeah, it's okay. We can get some Kumanas cooking. We're on the draw. Praying for a white source. We get it, because we are amazing at this game. And I think we get the initiates cooking nice and early. See if the opponent has a creature to pair. They do it all, though it is a 1-drop. A little hole in the curve there. Okay. No attacks into the 2/3. Second initiate online. Now, if they attack, we get the Sunrise Cavalier going. Potentially get in with double 2/3s. Potentially get in with single 2/3. Single 2/3. Alright, here comes Etching of Kumano. Ah, opponent's stuck on, Alright, the race begins. Do they have anything? Wow, stuck on 2 lands. We're hoping they just have a bunch of 3-drops. It's probably a Cavalier turn. And we're racing them back? I guess so. Can play you on, white. I think we're going like this. 4/4 acquired. No stick from the opponent. Alright, let the counter race begin. Let's hope they continue to get stuck on land. Now, if the Cavalier gets too big... Oh, there comes their own Cavalier. Unfortunately, grows their own initiate. We might have to hold back and, leave some blockers back this turn. More land, not what we needed to see. How much damage do we have here, though? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Leave back 1 blocker. I mean... I think we want to diversify the threat a little bit. I mean, if we leave this back... Okay, so if they have Brutal Cathar, do we play around Brutal Cathar? I don't think so. I think we go for the kill here. I think if they have Brutal Cathar, they win. Any removal spell and we lose, though. 3, 4, 5, 7, 8. Maybe it's just like this? Yeah, maybe it's just like that. That gives us a little buffer for error. Get Kumano down. Okay, let's see if they Brutal Cathar, because they had nothing on 2, right? So just 1 drops lands and 3 drops. Tap land comes in. Is it Cathar time? If not, we got a big Trampler. Also to think about stick in terms of Valorous stance. Some hesitation here. I don't think they're slamming Brutal Cathar. They go attack all. Which is of course lethal. We could trade here, take 6, leave ourselves open to burn. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Man, if they top deck, maybe it's actually like this. Because if they have play with fire, then we're just dead. And we have a lot of power swinging back on the back end. So I think we go like this. We also have land, Den of the Bugbear. So if we survive this turn, could be okay. We got Den of the Bugbear plus Kumano. There's Royal Eruption. Is it play with fire? It's not. Scoop. Alright, yeah, I'm glad we played around that. They were looking for the win there, and playing conservatively was definitely our out. Okay. Ranking up to Bronze Tier 1. It's been a while since I've been in Bronze. Okay. Looks pretty good to me. Snarl, Initiate, Bugbear, Aspirant, Cavalier. Up against Rakdos. Yep, reveal you. Get the Initiate cooking on 1. We are on the draw, though. Atlanta Larry. Larry the Lobster. Okay. Mardu. Mardu do nothing. Well, doesn't really change our plan. Some stick here. I mean, if they had to kill someone, it's going to happen now. Alright. No choices for us to make. So normally I would put the counter on the Aspirant. But if there was stick there and they waited for whatever reason, I'd probably put it on the Initiate just because they most likely want to kill the Aspirant anyway, and then our counter survives on a target for another turn. Let's see if it's another do-nothing turn. I might play the Cavalier, one because we have backups, and two because, okay, here comes Nixilis, the adversary. -2, create the Devil token, okay. Well, Trample cleans that up pretty well. We don't even need to risk the Initiate. Actually, the Initiate will grow, so that's fine. So either way, they're kind of screwed there. Seems good to me. Alright, Trample can get you. You can go face. Okay. Both targets acquired.
Not worth the effort.
It's kind of cool artwork. I can't tell if he's like throwing a fireball or shooting a fiery eyeball out of his finger. Ghast and Kaya. Okay, Planeswalkers coming down. Death Touch. Up to 1 creature gets a +1. Alright, this is 1 damage, not as equal to its power. Alright, we got some things to deal with here. Do we care about Kaya at all? I mean, if they play another adversary at -2, that's not great. Probably, If we Aspirant you, how awkward is that? That's a 3/4. They would have to... not that awkward. It's not as mana efficient. Let's just, we'll just be mana efficient here. That's fine. They can absorb all that. Let's try to get rid of you if we can. They could let it all go. I guess this doesn't even guarantee you're dead. It's not that scary, though. Yeah, that's fine. Let's try to clean this up if we can. Alright, opponent. How are you blocking here? So this alone could take out a Cavalier. Shambling Gas could chump block somewhere. If we had gone Initiate to the face, for example, they could kill the Cavalier here. Chump block here goes down too. Keeps it around for another turn. Yeah, I mean, this Kaya is not very scary in terms of Planeswalkers. Okay. Got it. And they're both going to die no matter what, so I don't think ordering matters here. We'll do it like this. Okay, Kaya goes down. Both critters go down as well. That's probably a treasure. And then -1 to the Initiate. Yep, no response. Okay. Alright, well, we'll drop you. And see if they go -3 Massacre here. Land. Massacre would definitely hurt. We have no play with fire. It is Massacre for 3. That's not great. Everyone has been obliterated. Potentially could have held back the Initiate there. Okay. Shambling Gas is their final card. So it begins again. I think we dropped the Aspirant and Kumano. Kumano's pretty good at zapping yeah, let's see if they want to trade with the adversary. You gotta stick around, buddy. Alright, do you want to trade with the gas, or what? Could have held around one more turn, give it a counter next turn. Might have been a little bit smarter there. But opponent is top decking, and if they get a Planeswalker and minus it, we can potentially Kumano this next turn. Yeah, probably should have waited one more turn there. Loth. Alright, that's a great Kumano target, so at least that part is played out in our favor. Otherwise, though, we got some spiders to deal with. Raiju. Makes a 4/4. Nope, that's not what we're doing. This is just a Kumano turn, I believe. No attacks into the spiders. Kaya returns.
I'm here on Gatewatch business, so stay
Okay.
just how I should.
Do they attack? That would be nice. That would let us get in a lot of damage this coming turn. They don't. But multiple Spirants. So Raiju at a 4/4 is pretty awkward for them to deal with. This comes in as a 4/4. We don't really want to lose the Aspirant. I mean, we could make them trade. I think we'd like to keep the Aspirant if we can. Are we going after Kaya? I don't think so. I guess it's eventually an issue. Sure. Let's try to keep the Aspirant around, see if they want to double trade for it. We can clear out the creatures. We do have Den of the Bugbear soon. Alright, they block there. Pick up the Aspirant. They're all out of resources. Again, they're back to top decking.
I better get paid.
We're doing much better on the top decking front so far. Up to 20 life. We're hoping it's not the... Oh, they do nothing. Alright. I'm feeling that. I'm feeling that. Do we save Kumano for another Lulth? It's kind of an interesting question. Definitely start here. I don't think we save Kumano. Alright, we don't even know how many Lulths they play. Okay, Infernal Grasp. Sure. Yeah, I think we're just playing out Kumano here. Try to close this game out as quickly as we can. We hope they don't top deck the Lulth, but there's a low probability, and I don't know how many Lulths they play. Could play another Ob Nixilis. But we'll see. They're top decking here, so do nothing. Okay, we do hit the Den of the Bugbear, which is quite nice. Yeah, we can put it here, I guess. Okay, it all goes off. A lot of damage. One has one more turn to top deck. Even if they sweep the board, we do have a Den of the Bugbear that can continue to peck away at them. Scoop! Atlanta Larry. Down the drain. Okay. Looking fine to me. Just need one more land drop. Okay. We are off to the races. Get this Bugbear down. Get Kumano cooking up against old Greenbeard. Put it down to 19. Okay, little... It's the Dracolich, right? Is that the dragon? Harvester. More Rakdos. Love. Okay. I could probably play you on white. What are we doing this turn? Run the Adversary into you. Could also Royal Eruption. I think I'd rather Royal Eruption. And keep our Adversary around if possible. Oh, we want to play a creature, actually. And they're just going to trade, so it doesn't really matter. I mean, we'll see if they don't trade, I guess. I'm definitely going to trade. Just Royal here. On the off chance they don't trade, this is the better play. I think they will, though. So, we'll see. They'll probably trade, though. They're thinking about it. Nope. It's going down. Oh, they take it. Okay, that's sweet. That works out pretty well for us. Now we have a 3-3. Should have been a 2-2. Can Royal Eruption or play with fire. Oh, they're going to race us back. Okay, I feel good about that. Kaito Shizuki. Little Grixis action here. Interesting. This guy is invulnerable now. But we're going to hit him for a lot of damage this turn. It's no joke. Sunrise Cavalier. Seems legit. Get that 3-3 haste going. Kaito is phased out. Opponent down to 8. We have 5 damage in hand. Well, if we draw a land, 6 actually. So this might be their final turn of the game. Enfeeblement, okay, hitting that white target, -4, -4. Let's see if they continue to be the aggressor. Probably not. I think they will be defensive here. They get in there, wow, okay. No mana open, draw a card. Well, we could take the token, get in for 5. If we play with Fire U, that's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Looks like lethal to me. What do you guys think? Alright, give him hell. Opponent down to 3. Royal Eruption for the game. NBD, no big deal. Just another day in the arena. Whew, alright, first day back in 2 months. That was pretty fun. Definitely shaking off the cobwebs, but I'm excited to be back. If you enjoyed today's video, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment for the algorithm. I am Dr. Ruckus, and I'll catch you next time. Peace.